I think we should do Colossal. Let's talk about Colossal. I want to talk about Colossal.
Now, is this the first time you've seen Colossal?
Actually, yes, it's one that I forgot about, and it just kind of floated on my screen one day on Tubi, and I'm like, I think I'll suggest this one because I wanted to watch this, in 2016 when it came out? Because I'm a huge Princess Diaries fan.
I saw this in the theaters because I am a huge Princess Diaries fan.
Well, I am too, but because of my daughters, I've seen Princess Diaries 1 and 2 multiple times.
Yeah. Oh.
And Anne
Hey,
Hathaway is the bomb.
I have grandchildren. Hello. You know?
Right.
I see it constantly, right? And she, my wife goes like this. I told her, yeah, and then we're doing Colossal, and she goes, Colossal. What's that? And I said, oh, don't you remember the one with Anne Hathaway and in the
And
connection?
Jason Sudoku? Oh, wait,
Yeah,
Sudeikis.
Sudeikis.
Yes.
And where at the beginning of it, she's Anne Hathaway is kind of a dick, and then eventually Jason Sudeikis becomes kind of a dick, right?
Everybody's a dick in this, actually.
Everybody has their
Especially
time.
the robot.
Yes.
So
Well,
this is about Anne Hathaway plays a girl named Gloria. She gets out of work and she goes back home because she has a slight alcohol problem. I wouldn't say she's an alcoholic, but she has a slight problem.
yeah.
And then at the same time, there's this creature attacking Seoul, and things are kind of connected. That was my description.
That's good. I like that.
But this actually has Jason Sudeikis, not Sudoku. But one thing that's interesting about him is I've always thought he has that kind of. You remember Friends, Joey on Friends,
Right.
where he has that smell the fart kind of acting, like
Yeah.
like who farted?
Who
He has
farted?
kind of Jason Sudeikis has this kind of like confused acting look. He's always like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, but you know the interesting thing about this film is Sudeikis. He always plays the good guy, right?
Yeah,
He
pretty
really
much.
does. He always plays the good guy. And the thing is even at the beginning of this, he's still playing the good guy, and then he isn't. And you go,
Oh, spoiler
Jason.
alert!
Yeah. Oh, spoiler! Yeah, spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Yeah, this film's only been out for how long?
Well, I didn't know anything about it. In
Oh
fact, I
no,
was surprised when that happened. I'm like, well, that was quite a turn.
it took me forever to get my wife to see this, you
Oh,
know.
really?
And then when she finally saw it, she was like, "Yeah, that's actually really cool."
Actually, really, well, I'm just gonna give it away. I really, really like this one because it's
Yeah,
like it's a unique story, and you don't see that very often with this kind of sci-fi stuff. But it's
right.
not really sci-fi. It's kind of well, one thing I loved about it is that it's like multiple genres, and it kind of goes in and out. So it goes drama, dark comedy, sci-fi, fantasy, and it's really
Yeah,
smooth how it does it.
kind of wanders in and out because the thing is it starts out as such. It as it starts out, it is the setup for almost every Hallmark movie that's ever existed, right?
Yeah.
I
Yes,
mean,
yeah.
isn't it? I mean, the girl comes back from the power job, you
And
know.
she has a dick boyfriend.
Well, no. At first, yeah, she has a dick boyfriend, and then she has the other boyfriend that comes in and kicks out the dick boyfriend, and it amazes me how much I thought when I first watched it. I thought, wow, man, this is really. I didn't think that Anne Hathaway would do something that was so, you know, such a retread of every
Hallmark movie.
Hallmark, every Canadian Hallmark movie that was ever made, right? And then it gets about, I'd say, a third of the way through, and it's just things just start to crumble everywhere.
Well, this is like, well, if you look at the dark side of this movie, it's kind of like it's all about addiction and how if you're an addict and you're only doing your drugs and stuff, you kind of ruin everything around you. It's like so basically
Right,
you're a monster. But
right.
no, like Jason Sudeikis, he had a bigger problem than Anne Hathaway, I think.
Yeah, because he turns out he's just a dick.
Right, but I think it was more about it was a metaphor. I don't not that I should be like I'm in film school, but it was a metaphor because they were like a metaphor for drug addiction, I think, and the
Yes,
monster
but you
was
know
their
what? It
addiction.
was It was metaphor-tastic, is what it was.
I just like how intelligent the writing was, and the acting was spot on, and I think every character was great. Even the kind of auxiliary characters were awesome.
It really did. I really love the location, you know, because they were trying so hard to kind of fool you and run you right down the line of the romance, you know, the
Yes. Well, yeah, you didn't know if Jason Sudeikis was a romantic, you know, if they were going to hook up, but or it was the other guy, his friend.
Yeah. Son of a gun.
And then, well, it's even more dark is that the bullying part of this. It was like this guy was like the biggest bully I've ever seen. Like,
right.
like it's crazy.
And it wasn't just bullying. It was wrapped up into that kind of she was being. There was a little bit of a hostage thing in there, right?
Yes.
You know?
I'm here to make sure you don't call somebody.
Right, exactly. It really got dark really quick.
And the fight scenes, I mean,
yeah.
And the fact that it was on a certain place that was they couldn't walk onto.
Yeah, no.
I don't know, the like you said, the setting where the fight happens, and then the fight, like when they show the monster and the robot, and then they show them fighting. It's like it was pretty brutal, actually. I was shocked by how brutal it was.
It was really cool, and I love the fact that one of the principal locations in it was a playground.
Yes. Well, that's appropriate.
Yeah, there's something about that you're right about this though. It is layered with metaphor after metaphor after metaphor after metaphor.
It's nothing but metaphors.
And then at the end you go, you know, the metaphors were just to make you think that it was good writing. Because in the end it was just a nice little monster movie, right?
I think it was a contest to see how many metaphors the writer could come up with. No, it was a monster movie, but it wasn't a monster movie. It was more of a drama.
It was
fantasy drama, I guess. I don't know how to put it, but
a K drama, you know, in a couple way.
Well, if every Hallmark movie was like this, I definitely would subscribe to Hallmark streaming service or whatever.
Yeah, if they all ended like this, right? You go, hey, yeah, I'm down with that.
And that's actually what's great about this is like it took some really good turns, especially at the end.
Yeah, it took some great turns, and then and in the end, you're like you're just left alone with her and the two monsters in the streets of Japan, right?
Seoul. It was Korea.
Seoul. It was Korean. That's right. No, it's in the streets of Seoul. Yeah. No, I love this one. I have recommended this to a bunch of people. I don't know why, but I honestly thought that you and I did this before.
No, actually, I was aware of it. I think we started this podcast like probably a year and a half, probably after this came out.
It might have been a year and a half after that was out. It might have been.
So that's probably why it wasn't really on our radar.
We used to do current stuff.
I know. Well, that was like, you know, I missed jumping in the car. Right. Listening to the Grateful Dead at full blast, driving to the movie theater, the stinkiest movie theater I've ever been to. I can still smell it right now.
Oh, do you remember the smell of that bathroom that just permeated that place?
It's probably not even fixed yet. I wish we had somebody we can call. I don't know any losers who would go to that theater.
Hey, yeah, we should call. We should call the theater now and go, hey, does anybody fix your stinky toilets? If that theater is still standing.
Call the redhead guy.
Well, they should have just bulldozed that whole place.
By the way, there was a theater that was for sale down the road here, and I was sending you a picture. I'm like, hey, buddy, I know you have millions of dollars. You should buy this theater. Do you know what it is now? It's a church. Is
it? Well, that's embarrassing. No theater should become a church.
It's sacrilegious, is what that is. But no, I was like, hey, we could do a dollar theater or something, you know. But only play monster movies.
There you go. By the way, there's a place in Knoxville. I think it's Knoxville. It's a little bit further from you, I think. And it has a theater that that it's called Central Theater.
Oh, okay.
And Central Theater is.
I think we've talked about that before.
It's run by a friend of mine, and they are actually going to be showing my film, and I will let you. I will let everybody know about that. That should be fun.
Well, you should tell him that there's a special appearance by Kurt Thomas, and he will sign autographs for only $1 each. Because that's all I'm worth.
You're not even gonna pay for your gas to get there.
So the 2 people that show up to give me $2, that would pay for my gas.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because you're not that far from there. I know you're not, right?
No. Well, I'm in the west part of town, but that's
okay.
that's downtown.
So you'd have to go to the other side of town.
Yeah, I'd have to get in my car and drive. There's no sidewalks here, so I can't walk.
You have no excuse to go to FrankenCon this year.
And imagine the crowds that will form when I show up.
Yeah.
In my mind.
Exactly. The crowds mind. So, what do you rate this thing?
Oh, we didn't rate it.
I love it. I love this. I'm up there as a 4. It is honestly one of my favorites.
I'm probably a 4.2. I'm going to go higher just a little bit. Because Anne Hathaway is awesome.
Anne Hathaway is always awesome. I mean,
it's nice seeing Jason Sudeikis.
I like Jason
play a dick
a lot. You know what's weird is I like him so much that when he kept getting to be more and more dickish, I was like making excuses in my head for him. Until I was like, oh my God, I'm on the side of the abuser. Oh my God. Well,
the ending was stellar. That was the other reason why I give it a 0.2 more.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you have to think to yourself that it almost feels like they wrote the ending first and they said, well, we got it.
And obviously only bad things happen in Seoul, because we've seen a lot of zombie movies set in Seoul. And
Yeah. Well, hey, Seoul's got it going on.
Monsters are there now, too. Well, anyway.
Well, you know what? It's when a monster wants soul food.
Oh, wow.
It's a Korean
you need a better joke writer.
Yeah, it's a Korean barbecue to all of
Oh my God. Did you